Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and today I bring you the review of the Rofis TR15. What's the button? We haven't actually been outside for a while in the sunlight, so I figured we'll come outside instead of being emo and sitting inside my shed. But there's a lot of people around, so we'll see how the review goes. I might move it inside my shed. Alright guys, we'll quickly run over the specs and then I'll show you around the light, just the usual setup. So it's an adjustable head flashlight, so you can keep it anywhere you want and then adjust the head. On the hat it works out good because it's got a reversible clip, so you can see it fits like so. I think some of the O lights come with a reversible clip. So let's just say if you wanted to look down because you're fishing, it works out well having the angled head and the reversible clip. Or like but usually it's better, I guess, pointing up. But let's just say if you're kind of walking, you can point it down like so, and I don't know what it'll do. It'll kind of like light up the way in front of you. But come to think about it, it's probably better facing forward because it's going to be where you're looking, like a headlamp anyway. So yeah. So of course, as you just seen, it's got a built-in tail magnet. The magnet's really strong. When I take it apart, I'll show you guys what it looks like. It uses a Cree XPL HI V3 in a pretty cool white tint. It must be a 1A tint, so it's about 6500K, somewhere around about there. So it is fairly white, but it helps give it better output. Maximum output of 700 lumens rated by Rofis. I actually got more than that. I got it 763, I think. I'll leave a chart here. So you guys can check it out compared to other lights. Anyway, when I show you the beam shots at night, you'll be able to see that it's pretty bright. I got 763 with the lithium, so it comes with Rofis lithium, and no matter which ones I tried my good cells, my AW IMRs. I still got 763, somewhere around about there. And with a NIMH, it's rated for 200 lumens, but I got 296 exactly. And I remember those numbers. So yeah, they didn't test theirs with NIMH. They tested theirs with a alkaline. I don't know why Rofis does that. Sometimes they just do that. It's all good. So it posts a peak beam intensity of 3175. So it's not going to throw that far. It does just reach a tree at 100 meters. I can see it, but if I show you guys, you won't be able to see it. It's kind of going to go a bit funny. It's small. It's a small reflector. In a OP style, so it's not going to go that far. So that's up to 113 meters, so you know, for it to even reach the tree at 100 meters is still pretty good, because considering 113 meters, I'll third that, so I'd expect it to get about maybe 80 meters, 85 meters or so. Innovative single button offers access to 3 brightness levels and 3 special modes, so it's basically got 6 modes. I don't know what's going on outside, but it sounds like a destruction derby. It's basically got 6 modes. You got 3 standard modes and 3 hidden modes. The hidden modes you gotta like click 3 times fast to get to. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Wait, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Yee, strobe. So it's pretty hidden. The 3 modes are pretty easy to use. The UI is easy to use. I'll show you around the UI too. It's got a memory function, so whichever mode from the 3 standard modes that you last had it on, it'll turn back on. So let's just say if I have it on high mode, which it's on high now, if you leave it on that mode for more than 3 seconds and then turn it off, it'll turn back on high mode. So we'll turn it back on, and it's still on high mode. One thing that Rofis doesn't write down in the book is it's got a instant low mode. You push and hold, and it'll turn it on to low mode. So this has no moonlight mode. Usually Rofis will hide the moonlight mode there, but this just works to turn it on instant low mode. What is next? Ultra compact and lightweight. So it's small, but not really the smallest 14500 light you'll see. Getting a bit sore back. Not really the smallest 14500 light you'll see. If you angle the head, then it is the smallest 14500 light that I've ever seen. But that kind of might be cheating, I'm not sure. So if you leave the head out, it's small but not tiny. It is 97.5 millimeters in length and 22 mils in diameter. So the length is 97.5 and the diameter is 22 mils. So it's a pretty uniform kind of body. The head's the same size as the body, so that's why. And you know where we can put it to. Well, that didn't really work, did it? You can kind of see it there. In a way, 62 grams without the battery, of course. So yeah, it's not massive, but then it's not tiny. It is smaller than, let's just say, a S2 Plus is around 11.5 centimeters, I believe, maybe 11.78, somewhere around about there. So it's not too massive, but then it's not tiny. 62 grams is still pretty light considering what you get. You get the angled head and you get the magnet in it and stuff, so that all adds a bit of extra weight too. Switch incorporates a specially designed lock function to prevent accidental illumination, so it's just got a lockout feature. Reverse polarity protection prevents damage from incorrectly inserted batteries. Metal clip can be attached to backpack, belt, pocket for ease of carry. Constructed of aero grade aluminium alloy with hard anodizing type 3, so usual. Micro textured reflector offers wide angle lighting, so that's what they use for OP reflector. They use that fancy word. Waterproof in accordance to IPX8, 2 meter submersible, 1 meter impact resistant, and towel standable. So like so. It's not gonna work. I've done this before and it didn't friggin' work. I'll show you guys when we go in a sec. Alright guys, first of all I'll run you over the UI. Pretty standard Rofis UI. So one click to turn on, and then it's got memory mode, push and hold to cycle modes. So you got low, medium, high, then low, medium, high. So whichever mode you leave it on, you turn it off and you turn it back on and it'll be on that mode, memory mode. It does have an instant low mode, push and hold, and you can see it's accessing low mode there. And then 3 fast clicks from anywhere to get to the hidden mode. So 1, 2, 3, and then you push and hold to change modes in the special modes. I didn't push and hold just then, I just pushed too quick. So 1, 2, 3, push and hold, and then there we go. I'm not lying to you. And also lockout is a 5-second press, so after 3 seconds the low mode will turn on, but keep on holding it. And then we got lockout, so it's not turning on, and no special modes, nothing. It's locked out properly. So that's a pretty neat feature. So we might as well run over what batteries it works with. It works with the included 14500 and any sort of 14500. It works with alkaline AA's, so any one of those AA's, and iron lithium battery AA's, and it also obviously works with nickel cadmiums and NIMH, so your basic AA batteries. We'll run over the outputs now and runtimes. This test is a bit peculiar because what Rofis used. So basically Rofis used a 14500 700 milliamp hour battery, and they used the 1.5 volt 1500 hour battery. So the 1.5 volt 1500 hour will have to be something like an alkaline, which I don't know why they use that, but yeah. And they didn't actually use their included 800 milliamp cell, so I'm not sure. But basically on low mode with the lithium you get 30 lumens for 6.7 hours. Medium mode you get 140 lumens for 2.3 hours, and then high mode you get 700 lumens for 1 minute, and then it steps down to 300 lumens for 55 minutes. So because of the angled head, it's going to have a fairly steep step down. That's just the way it is. You can easily switch it back up to high mode to get that 700 lumens again anyway. Then we'll run over it with the 1AA. So basically with low mode you get 10 lumens, 15 hours with the 1AA. Medium mode 40 lumens, 5 hours. And then high mode you get 200 lumens with the standard AA for 1 hour. And then strobe mode is pretty much the same. Strobe mode you get maximum output, so you get 700 lumens on strobe, beacon and SOS. Strobe lasts 2.1 hours, beacon 4.4 hours, SOS 5.2 hours. And then with the AA's you still get your specialty modes, so you get 200 lumens on all of those. Strobe is 2 hours, beacon 4 hours, and SOS 4.8 hours. Peak beam intensity, I'll tell you once again, 3175 for 113 meters. or throw. I measured mine higher than this using the ceiling bounce test. My ceiling bounce test, obviously it's not anti-test, but it is pretty good, I think, right now. You'll see in the video that you can clearly see that this is a lot brighter than lights that are supposed to be around about the same output. So yeah, my test for high mode on the lithiums is 763 lumens, and for my NIMH I tested it with, it gets 296 lumens, so a little bit extra. Honestly, this light is brighter than the Polaris MI7 using a AA, and Polaris right there is at 350 lumens, so I've got no doubt that it is brighter than what Rofis is speccing it as. That could be because of the batteries that they used to. Maybe the alkaline couldn't put out as much current as what they needed. I would say that that's what the problem is. Alright, so now we'll run over what it comes with. You get the pocket clip. Let me just undo it for a sec. You also get a Rofis branded 800 milliamp hour 14500 cell. You get 2 spare O-rings as such. The instruction manual, which is just there, and you get a lanyard, and I'm pretty sure you get a warranty card, but no, it's in mine. It's stuck. It's pretty tight fitting, and you get the warranty card. Funnily enough, you can't actually fit the lanyard on anywhere. There's nowhere for you to attach the lanyard. I'm not sure what happened there, but they must have kind of left it out, so there's nowhere to attach it. You could probably put it like around here or something, but there's no dedicated lanyard hole like on the Rofis TR10 where it sits around the bottom. You can see how that lanyard sits there. This one doesn't have it. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but yeah. Alright, now I'll just quickly show you around the light. One more thing I got to mention is it does have a low battery mode, so the switch will start blinking red once the battery reaches low voltage. Also keep that in mind. So here's the tail cap. You can see the magnet is removable. You just unspring that and it's removable. Put that over there. Here's the threads here. You can see they've done a really good job. As all this TR series, the threads are unanodized. If I show you the driver, you can't really see much. There's no spring on the driver end, it's a button. So these cells are really long, so I'm guessing that's why they didn't bother using a spring. These cells are bigger than my biggest NIMH cell, so you can imagine they are quite large. I might actually have another cell here because I took out a few lights to show you guys. That's it compared to an anti-loop, so you can imagine like it is a fairly massive cell, so that's probably why they don't have a spring there. Yeah, so overall good build quality. The switch feels good. Very tactile, and handles heat well. You can see the XPO HI V3 there, AR coated glass. If I can kind of angle it, then you guys will be able to see. OP style reflector. The head moves with probably like medium actuation. It's not the easiest, and it's not the hardest. So I'll show you guys. It does move like so. So you can do it one-handed, but it is a little bit tricky, but you can. This head actually stops at 90 degrees and doesn't go any further like what the TR18 did. It doesn't undo up the top because you need that leverage when you want to twist the head. And you got a stainless steel part around here. It would be a button retaining ring. Appears to be stainless steel. So yeah, overall very good build quality. Alright guys, so I realize the camera might be pretty far away right now, but just to show you the size, you can see it is one of the taller ones there. The Rofis TR15 is actually a 16340 light. All the rest are 14500 flashlights. I've got to put this paper back down actually. So it is longer when it's out, but when you angle the head, like so, I'll show you guys, it does become much smaller. Well, actually it doesn't look like that much smaller, but it is a little bit shorter than the rest of them. It's about the same as the JetBeam MK1, and a little bit shorter than the Polaris MI7. Alright guys, so where this Rofis TR15 shines is actually for something like a mechanic, or maybe a builder, maybe someone like me that works with electronics. It comes in handy, so it's got the reversible clip. So, you know, you can throw it on your hat I know not everyone wears hats, but most tradies in Australia actually wear hats. And also, if you were like a mechanic, you could easily put it to the head of a vehicle, or not to the head. You can put it to the body of a vehicle, and then you can angle the head down like so, and then you can work. So I could work right now on electronics just like that, pretty easy. Don't mind that light. I built that light myself. So yeah, that's pretty much its main purpose. I'll grab it and I'll show you how it can hang off the roof because the clip is that strong. So it can hang upside down. So you guys might struggle to see it, but it's actually hanging upside down now. So that's how strong the clip is. Yeah, so that's why I love this series of lights. They're well built. They're reliable, and they come with a lot of features. So basically, it would be hard right now for me to go buy another light which has the same features as this light does. So that's cool. And this is a light that I modded myself, if you're wondering. How cool is that one? That's pretty bright too, right? So enough mucking around. I'll take this light outside when it's darker, because it's not dark yet, and we'll test it with a NIMH and with a lithium against a few other lights, and we'll see how it does. Alright guys, now we're outside, fairly late, about 1 o'clock in the morning, because that's when it's pretty quiet and better to test lights around then. We've got the Rofis TR15 on low mode, so basically 30 lumens, nothing too spectacular, but you can see it does do a pretty good job of lighting up the yard. 15 meters to the fence, so yeah, for a low mode it actually lights up the backyard pretty well. I don't think it's 30 lumens, I think it must be much more, because even if I shine it to that part there where it's at least 20 plus meters, you can see it does a really good job. And it's lighting up a pretty big area. Alright, next up we'll go medium mode. Alright guys, now we have medium mode, which is, I believe, 140 lumens, did they say? Yep, 140 lumens rated by Rofis. You can see it's really bright. It appears to be a lot more than 140 lumens, because it's doing a really good job of lighting up the backyard. Like even you guys can see that like clearly, and the camera obviously it's compensating, so it's not going to show quite as well. I just moved those chairs the other day, but my nephew was in here playing with the chairs and the cars. I kind of cleaned it up a bit, but then he ran in the backyard and picked everything up. Alright, next up we'll go high mode. 700 lumens rated by Rofis, or 763 rated by me, or was it 762? Somewhere around there, rated by me. You can see it does a really good job. You can see just how bright that it really is. So it's got a very wide beam. You can see it's lighting up the shed and the keg, and it's lighting all the way to that side of the fence where I cut the grass with a whippersnapper because my lawnmower is broken. I'll try to go to 100 meters at the tree, but I know it makes it, but it might not be able to see it on camera. Not sure how well you guys can see it, but if I shine it like up and down, you might just be able to see it, because I can see it on the tree pretty easy. I'm guessing because it's so bright it makes it easier to see. Right now we'll go back to the yard. Still hasn't stepped down yet, so that's always a good sign. I think I'll compare it to a few lithium torches first, and then we will put in the NIMHs and see how it does against the lights then. That might be easier. Alright guys, so to the right here is the Colaris MI7, and then to the left is the Rofis TR15. So if we put them side by side, I know it's pretty hard to pick out, but I'm looking through the screen now of the phone, and I can kind of see that the Rofis does look a little bit brighter. In my ceiling bounce test, I put it at about 100 lumens brighter than the Colaris MI7, but of course Rofis and Colaris both rate their lights at exactly the same. So they're both are supposed to be 700 lumens, but to me it doesn't appear that way. So if I turn the Rofis off, that's how much the Colaris MI7 lights up the backyard. Don't get me wrong, it's still a super good light, but it's kind of outdone by this tiny Rofis TR15. So I'll turn off the MI7 and I'll show you the TR15 on. So that's a TR15. Then if we were to put the MI7 back on, so you can see that they're close, but yeah, it seems to me that the MI7 starts and then it drops down fairly quickly. But I have got a top cell in here, so it's not really the battery, unless there's just something wrong with mine, but I don't think so. We'll try another light next. Alright guys, now we've got the Jet 1 MK on to the right. You can see it's still fairly bright. It does look a little bit more throwy. It's about 200 lumens less, maybe even a little bit more. So we'll turn the TR15 on, TR15 to the left, and Jet Beam MK1 to the right. So you can see no comparison. Side by side, the Rofis kills it, but there is a pretty big difference in beam pattern. Basically, because the MK1 uses a SMO reflector and an XPG2, but you can see the Rofis outshines it very easily. The beam pattern is much wider also on the Rofis. I think next up we'll choose the Rofis TR10 and see how it does against the TR15. Alright guys, this is the Rofis TR10 on now. The TR10 is pretty much the same light. It's only got a few different features, but it is a little bit brighter, about 915 lumens. So yeah, on the camera you probably won't even be able to tell the difference, but they are pretty similar. So there's only about 120 odd 150 lumens max in difference, somewhere around about there. Also, I think the TR10, the 16341, is a little bit floodier. That's the TR10 on. Is that on the highest mode? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think the TR10 is a little bit floodier. Even though to me they look like the same size SMA reflectors. So TR10 to the right, TR15 to the left. It actually holds its own, this TR15, against the big brother. Now we'll get one more light and then we'll put the NIMH in and see how they all do. Alright guys, now we've got the Jet Beam Jet MK2 this time. Basically the same style light, only this uses a 16340, but the same emitter and same style reflector, pretty much the same size reflector too. So it's got an XPL HI and a OP style reflector. So that's to the right. And to the left we have the Rofis TR15. You can see there is a pretty big difference in brightness, even though the Jet Beam does do, I think, like 560 lumens, somewhere around about there. And it just turned off for some reason. What happened? I don't know what happened there, but it just turned off. Yeah, so yeah, you can see a big difference in brightness. The TR15 to the left absolutely blasted away, and it turned off again. Maybe the cell was getting flat. I'm pretty sure I just charged it, but alright. Now I'll throw NIMHs inside those lights and I'll see how they all go. Alright guys, now we've got the NIMH battery inside the Rofis TR15. Basically, pretty much, I should say, it's on low mode. It's only rated at 10 lumens. It seems like bright enough to me. If I shine it to the bin, you can see it pretty good. You can make out the basketball ring, and they're all about, the bin's about 7-8 meters away from me probably, so not too bad actually for 10 lumens, you know, it's pretty good. Next up we'll move to medium, which is rated at 40 lumens. So this is 40 lumens. I can probably shine it all the way to the backyard, to the back fence now. So you can see, with a bit of trickery from the camera, you can now see the light lighting up to the back fence. Still at the same spot actually, 15 meters away, so it does pretty well. I'm surprised there's no PWM actually. It's pretty good. They rate at 40 lumens. I didn't test it because it's a bit hard to test such low luminance on my ceiling bounce test, because I'm a few meters away from the roof, so I'd really have to recalibrate another system to do it. Next up we'll go to high. So you can see high mode is very bright actually. High mode Rofis rated at 200 lumens, and now here's the thing, I rated it at 293, but it could even be a little bit more than that because it did kind of fluctuate. It did go higher, but I averaged it out. Reason why Rofis rate it so low could be because they used an alkaline battery for the test. I don't know why they chose that battery setup, but they done that option. Maybe because people are more likely to use an alkaline in this light. I'm not sure, but that kind of worked against them. But it is, 300 lumens. It is fairly bright. Or pushing almost 300 lumens. So, you can see it does a really good job of lighting up the backyard. See, you can see it from there all the way to that side. That's really, really good. Alright guys, now we've got the Colaris MI7 on to the right. This thing's rated at like 340, 350 lumens. I think that Colaris is like laughing mad at that rating because there's no way it's anywhere near that. It could even be a 400 lumen rating, I think. Like, don't get me wrong, it is bright, you can see it pretty good, but I don't think it's as bright as what they're saying. And here's the TR15 with a NIMH. So you can see it absolutely demolishes the MI7 like bad. So as you can imagine, if Colaris is rating that MI7 at 350, 400 lumens, and Rofis is rating the TR15 at 200 lumens, I don't know, there's something weird going on there, because the TR15 just kills it. Look, I'll shine over it, and it completely outshines it. Like, don't get me wrong, they're both still good lights, but like this TR15 is just a monster. It demolishes the MI7. Next up, we'll put the Jetbeam Jet MK1 on and see how they do. Alright guys, now this is pretty much the last one. Jetbeam Jet MK1 here with a NIMH in it. And I just saw a shooting star, as they would say. So cool. Asteroid. Not bad. And Rofis TR15 to the left and the Jetbeam to the right. So there's no competition here because the Rofis is pretty much twice as bright. Of course, but then Jetbeam only rates it at 150 lumens anyway, which is still a really good output for a AA style battery. I really like this Jetbeam. I really love the Rofis too, but I did EDC the Jetbeam for quite a while. I'll turn the Jetbeam off now. So yeah, that's pretty much the review done, guys, of the Rofis TR15. Yeah, it's got a lot of good features. It's got good output, good overall performance. You get quite a lot of output even with just a standard NIMH. This is more than enough light for most people. If I was to give this to a friend that was, say, a mechanic or a plumber, it's got a lot of features with the angled head and the tail magnet and good output using a standard battery. You get the relative safety of not having to teach someone about about lithiums if that's what you want. But it does still have that option to over double the power. Alright guys, this has been Chris from Everyday Survival Gear, bringing you the review of the Rofis TR15. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.